What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I'm going to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I took care of the door at the church, and now the people can get in, and they can get out. They can get in, and they can get out. And I am headed back home to Joe Boo's Man Cave. I'm going to get me something to eat for my fat behind, and I'm going to take it easy till tomorrow morning when I go see my mama and take care of her porch post. You know, I'm always taking care of something. There's always some shit I got to do. Anyway, I was sitting here thinking in my mind, you know, we've got all the experts that are saying that the Cowboys, you know, they don't do anything, they don't have any money, blah, 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 blah. How is Dak Prescott's contract going to affect the Cowboys? Will it hamstring them? Here's one thing I'm going to say is you understand that a lot of what we hear is noise to have something to talk about to fill up airspace. See, this is not like back in, you know, my day when there was only the George Michael's sports machine where it was 30 minutes of airtime to talk about all the sports that were going on. Because you have ESPN, NFL Network, which may be merging, and Fox Sports and NBC Sports and everything else, that everybody has airtime to fill. And so there's only so much news that's actually going on. It's speculation. And now that you've got sites like heavy.com and shit like that that are straight up clickbaiting. Because I love how they'll go through. Dallas Cowboys set to lose $60 million wide receiver. And you're like, $60 million wide receiver? What? Who was that? And it's like, oh, you mean Michael Gallup? Okay, yeah, I guess we're looking at the original contract we signed. Although it's not really $60 million, it's really the 30-some million that was guaranteed. But okay, I get it. There is actually space that has to be filled and content that needs to be created. And so that's where you take something that may be significant or insignificant and you blow it up to talk about it. The doom and gloom, of course, of the Dallas Cowboys. And so we've talked about how the Cowboys are in such bad space. So if you go to, like, Over the Cap, okay, Over the Cap right now, you'll see that the Dallas Cowboys, believe it or not, are not in the worst cap situation out there. They've got about $5.4 million of cap room. Now, they've signed all their undrafted rookie free agents, and their first-round picks and all those picks, actually the cap hits are probably going to be about $6 or $7 million. It's not as much as you actually think when you're signing your rookies, which is one of the reasons why the Cowboys love the draft, because you're not paying a whole lot of money. Literally, one free agent cost is what you pay your rookies. And you will be for the next 4 to 5 years, depending on what round they're drafted. There's like 4 teams or 5 teams that are actually in worse shape, including like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars left over to spend. Now, for the Cowboys, that sounds terrible. But what you have to also understand is, literally, in 3 weeks from now, the Cowboys will get another $9.5 million of cap space because of Michael Gallup. That gets them to 15. And I think it's safe to say, maybe I'm wrong, but I think it's safe to say that CeeDee Lamb will get another contract at some point. And when they get that contract, they'll actually create about $10 million of cap space. So when you start thinking about the possibility of just getting $10 million with CeeDee Lamb, just getting one contract done, you think about the 5.4 that they have right now, and you think about the 9.5 that they get from Michael Gallup's, all of a sudden, it's about $25 million of cap space before they pay their drafted players. And where does that put them? That actually will move them up into the top 10 of cap space left over. Oh, wait a minute. Here's where it also gets interesting, because people will say, well, we're going to have all these, free agents next year. Well, most teams turn over their roster every year, about 30 to 40%. That's nothing new. And when you think about 20 to 25 free agents. That's about in that range of free agents and turnover of your roster. That is typical. But at the moment, before the CeeDee Lamb deal, before the Dak Prescott deal, before the Micah Parsons deals are done, the Cowboys are looking at $100 million. Now, I know my man Walker Wade is going through and he's listening to Kavanaugh and Nate Newton that say it's a 2-year rebuild. Okay, whatever. If you want to say that, that's fine. I'm going to say, here's what I'm going to say about the 2-year rebuild. If you get rid of Dak, you let go CeeDee Lamb, and you get rid of Micah Parsons, if you think that you're going to be able to turn this team around in 2 years without having a quarterback in the situation here, you're a fool. I got to take this call. Sorry, that was the church saying, thank you, bless you for taking care of that door that they won't get trapped in church. Although, that might not be a bad thing. They get in, and they can't get out. They got to stay there and keep praying. They might have made a mistake there. But be that as it may, all jokes aside, you know I'm a crazy guy. If you believe that the Cowboys magically can go through and trade Dak Prescott, let Dak Prescott walk, because Dak Prescott isn't going to take a hold. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. You know, he's not going to say, trade me right now. And if you magically believe that Trey Lance, who has not been able to separate himself, if they had faith in Trey Lance, what they would have done is they would be trading Cooper Rush. They say, man, we got him, and we'll pick up a quarterback, on the streets to be our third string quarterback. They ain't done that, bro. They ain't done that. And if you think that the defense, getting rid of Micah Parsons, that they're going to get value, the same people that traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round pick, that they're going to get something in kind for Micah Parsons and then be able to turn it around into great players. No, bro. It's not a 2-year rebuild. You're not going to find your quarterback. Even if you tank and draft a guy, he's not going to be ready to take you anywhere right off the bat. You are going to have to be so bad that you're in the top half of the draft, or you're going to have to get draft capital to move up there. Either way, you're not going to be able to, if you're moving up, if you're paying multiple draft picks to move up in the pick, you're not still going to be able to surround them with the talent that you need to win the Super Bowl. Sorry, you're just not. You're not. That is a fallacy. That, again, is filling airspace. Okay? You get Dak under contract. And I'm not sure that they do it this year. This is where I'm kind of like, you can take that $55 million hit right now. You can still have $25 million in cap space with just getting CD done. Get your players signed that you have to, and still have about $18, $19 million if you decide we want to trade for a player or sign some veterans that will be cut. There are players that are going to be out there, okay? We already see, Zay Jones, we don't know if he's going to sign with Kansas City. He's doing a tour trying to make the best decision he can. And he may be going to Kansas City to try and see how can I get get a better deal from the Cowboys. You got guys like Michael Thomas that are out there. There are players that you could put onto this roster with the money you have without doing Dak Prescott's contract. And of course, you don't do Dak Prescott's contract, that gives you more to talk about to fill up the airwaves out there, so to speak. So, there you go. That's my thoughts on that. I, of course, am just the village idiot. I am Joe the fan. I am not one of the talking heads. I'm just the guy who likes to talk about the Cowboys, who wants to see them succeed and is praying that it will actually happen sometime in the near future. All right, good people. 2-year rebuild. Yeah. Still, the whole idea that people say, yeah, let's take a guy who was runner-up MVP and let's just get rid of, let's just let him walk because he sucks. Okay. Gotcha. All right, good people. Have a great day, and tomorrow is freaking Friday, and we will see you soon.